2. On the morning of my birthday, I woke up bright and early. The sun was shining outdoors and the birds were chirping. I poked Pink Rabbit awake. "Today's the day," I said to him. I leaped out into the bed and we flew down the stairs together. Mom, Dad, and my baby sister Honey Blossom were all into the kitchen waiting for me. The table had been laid for breakfast, and there was a pink package sitting in front of my plate, tied up with glittery ribbon. "Happy birthday, Isadora!" cried Mom and Dad together. They both sat at the table smiling. Mom had a bowl of flour nature yogurt with wild berries in front of her. Dad had already started drinking his red juice. Vampires love red juice. Honey Blossom was sitting in her high chair and happily waved her bottle of pink milk into the air. I sat down at the table. "Can I open my present?" I asked excitedly. "Of course," said Mom. "You only get one because it is very, very special one this year." I reached up for the present. It was just about to pick up into the tear of the wrapping when, ding dong! Mom swooped the present away from under the hands and jumped to her feet. "Must be Cousin Wilbur," she said. "He's arrived early. We must let him see Isadora's present. He'll be very jealous." Mom put my present onto the cupboard under the sink and hurriedly onto the answer the door. "You'll have the door until later," said Dad. Sounding very disappointed, Cousin Wilbur came into the room. He was wearing a long black robe with a silver stone onto the point in his hand. Wilbur is a wizard. Well, almost a wizard. He's a wizard in trailing and also does he know it all? He thinks he knows everything because he is older than me. "Happy birthday, Isadora," he said. Then he puffed out his chest and stuck his nose in the air and smug-shot it away. "I am your birthday magician," he explained. "Wilbur the Great." "But," I began, "I have some excellent tricks up my sleeves." Wilbur continued. "Your friends will be very impressed." "It's kind to come to help on Isadora's party," said Mom. "It is, isn't it?" agreed Wilbur. "I found Wilbur is a real magician," I said. "The magician is only supposed to pretend magic." Mom, Dad, and Wilbur all looked confused. "Well, that's just silly," snarled Wilbur. "Can a human magician do this?" He took his hat off and held it in front of him. Then he said a very long petition's word to stuck his hand onto the hat. "Ah!" he screamed. "Get it off!" From the end of Wilbur's finger, holding one by its teeth, dangling a large white rabbit, Wilbur began to swing his arms around and around. "Get it off!" he screamed. Pink Rabbit put his paws over his eyes, and Honey Blossom started to cry. Mom picked up her wand from the breakfast table and waved it. The white rabbit vanished into the air. Wilbur continued to swing his arm around and scream for a while longer before realizing the rabbit had disappeared. Wilbur's face went bright red as his snore finger. "Oh," he said, "I might have to practice that trick." "Yes, that might be a good idea," said Dad heartily. "Why don't you go and do a little bit of practicing for the guests to arrive?" "It wouldn't be long now," said Mom, who Looking at the clock, there are a lot of things today, so we asked everyone to arrive early. Isadora, you had better go to change onto your fancy dress costumes. I felt butterflies of excitement flutter on my stomach. It was almost time for my party. I grabbed Pink Rabbit's pouch and we ran upstairs to change. As I put my costume on, I felt too feel of tiny bit nervous. Would my friends think my family were too weird? None of them had met Mom and Dad properly before. And what would they think of Cousin Wilbur? I hope he wasn't going to be show-off today. Betwang, said Dad when I came downstairs into my costumes. You look like a bat. I was very pleased with my outfit. Dad had helped me make the night before. I had black velvet ears, an hat and bell, and a black sparkly dress, and even some black bed shoes into the shape of curls. I wheeled around a hallway from a bad pink rabbit until ding dong! The first guest had arrived. It was Zoe. She was wearing a black cat suit and standing up into the doorstep with her mom. Happy birthday, Isadora, she said, holding my parcel wrapping up without a big pink bow. Thank you, Zoe, I said, suddenly feeling so happy I could burst. Zoe's mom peered curiously onto the hallway. I see your parents had dressed up too, Isadora. That's fun. That's a lovely fair costume with your mom is wearing. The wings looked so realistic. And what a great job to have done decorating the house. The bed, chandelier, and a nice torch for a party. It's not just a party, I explained. But Zoe's mom looking at her watch. I must be go, she said. I'll be back to pick up juice later. Zoe. She gave Zoe a quick kiss and checked hurry away from the garden path. Oliver was the next to arrive. He was dressed up as a vampire. Wonderful, said Dad when he saw Oliver's costumes. I didn't know you had invited any vampires, Isadora. He's not real, I began. I better get some rat juice for the vampire, said Dad, hovering towards the fridge. The doorbell went again and Mom opened it. Shy Amanda stood up doorsteps dressed as a fairy. Ooh, squeaked Mom. I didn't realize you had invited any fairies, Isadora. How wonderful. We could have lots of chats about nature. She took Amanda's hand and led into the kitchen. When all my friends had arrived, we went into the great hall. Mom and Dad had done a great job decorating it. Silver stars hung into the ceiling, and there was a pink and black balloons all over the floors. All my friends seemed very impressed. Some of them were running around the room and playing in their balloons. They all seemed happy. Maybe my party will be fun, just like a human one after all, I thought.